Alright, that was only the longest hiatus we've had so far. Was trying to wait to get the next match on, and there was one match left in time, and they decided to take all the time in the world. Thomas, why is your name so lengthy? Because I don't really know what he's playing, I'm just going to write what I think it is. So, we'll see. But yeah, we're switching to Modern because that format, I know what most of the cards do, and instead of just assuming I know what they do, like I did with the Standard match. So, we're going to see at the bottom of your screen Thomas Allenbrook piloting his own home creation of Esper artifacts. It might just be blue-black this time, but I'm pretty sure he's still playing Esper. And his opponent, Dalton Jordan, at the top of your screen, is playing the green-white Bogle deck, which, of course, is named after Slippery Bogle, the green-blue hybrid, one converted mana cost creature. It's a 1/1 and just has hexproof. Dalton's going to take a quick trip from the table and then come back, and he's going to pull out his hand of 7, and they're both going to check hands and see if they want to keep or not. Thomas likes to play Chalice of the Void for 1, so if he has a Chalice of the Void for 1 against Bogles, he has a... If he gets it out before they have a creature, he has a 100% win percentage, I would say. This is round 3 of 4 in our Modern tournament. Do you know how many they had, by chance?
No, not off the top of my head. I think it was maybe 10.
10 in Modern? Probably about the same in Standard.
Yeah.
Do you know if Commander fired off too?
I'm not sure. I know there were people playing Commander in the back, about 5 people.
Oh, then they fired off. We only need 4 for Modern Commander. Or, not Modern Commander, Commander FNM.
Modern Commander, the new format.
Looks like they decided to keep their hands. Thomas kept his 7 and Dalton kept his 6. And Thomas going to crack a fetch going down to 19 to grab a Watery Grave, probably tapped? Yeah, Watery Grave. He might take it untapped and then play a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition of Kozilek, but he's probably just going to leave it tapped.
Modern EDH sounds hype.
Thanks. Gonna have a Torpor Orb come down after a Darksteel Citadel. That doesn't do a ton against the Bogle deck, but I mean it's a hate card.
It destroys the Soul Scissors deck, as in he chaliced me
for 1,
and then played that, and so my Rangers of Eos and my Squadron Hawks
couldn't do anything. Your only other 2 creatures.
Yeah, so it was literally just, I just got destroyed.
You just take 1 to do that? You just took 1 to fetch out a Temple Garden tapped. after Thomas plays a polluted Delta and passes. So Dalton Jordan at the top of your screen playing Bogles has a really slow start. He doesn't have a creature at the beginning. He has a lot of enchantments. It looks like a Hyena Umbra, Rancor, and a few other white cards. Safe to assume one of them is an Ethereal Armor, I would say.
How many people do you have in the chat right now?
Just Matt has chatted this today. We only have 4 viewers today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's one of the slower days for us.
Sometimes it takes a little while. Even when I stream the Duel's Origins, it takes a good bit to get people in.
And so Thomas is going to fetch at the end of the turn, going to 18 life. He's probably going to grab another dual land tapped. Maybe a Godless Shrine this time. No, he's just going to grab a Swamp.
It was really funny though. I was playing Thomas in the last round, and he had his Chalice, and I go to cast a one cost creature anyway, and he's like, it gets countered, right? I said, I don't know. And he goes, on counters, and I was like, okay. And then he's like, you just do that and see if I'll remember it. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, oh, he goes, well, I won't forget. And then like game 3, I get to cast 2 Path to Exiles on his 5/5 indestructible Darksteel Citadels that he made off Tezzeret. So I cast Path, and he doesn't resolve. I was like, I told him afterwards, okay, man, that's your trigger to remember. It can resolve. There's a chance. So I thought it was really funny.
So he's going to animate his Darksteel Citadel here, and that's going to be a pretty stellar blocker. And Dalton still isn't finding one of his 8, maybe 12 creatures. I don't know if he got all of his set of Spirit Dancers or not. So he's going to play the die move against Bogles, and he's going to. That is the only reason that Thomas is playing that card, is so he can watch people do that half the time. Half the time, when you play a Chalice of the Void for 1 in any format, you won that game half the time.
Especially against
in Legacy, it's even more powerful because you can play Chalice of the Void for 1, 2 total mana on turn 1 a lot of the time with lands like City of Traders or Ancient Tomb or maybe even like a Mox Diamond or something. There's a lot of ways to power it out in Legacy, but in Modern you don't see it played almost ever. Is he playing white or is he just blue-black?
He's just blue-black.
Alright, he cut the white out then.
Tezzeret, Torpor Orb, Chalice of the Void, Damnation, Thirst for Knowledge.
I'm just going to write Tezzeret Artifacts. Blue-black Tezzeret. That's the name of it. I'll just say Tezzeret Artifacts. That's what he's running.
That's basically what it is. He was playing a lot of the sideboard cards. He turned a Pithing Needle into a 5/5 and attacked me for a little bit. It's pretty sweet. It's really cool.
Did he Pithing Needle like
He named
Wimber's Kites or something?
He named a Johnny Goldman, which isn't terrible.
Do you play it?
No.
Oh, still, that's a good card to call in that deck. It's not out of the question that you just play it to Glorious or Gavany Township, your team. That could be interesting. It used to be a 3 to 4 of. It might have just been a 3 of in the old school red-white boat brew decks. They're just like tokens. Back in when he was in Standard and Lore one.
I was playing him in game 2. I lost. I was winning. He was at like 3 life, and I ended up losing the game because he top decked in Snaring Bridge and played it, and then I couldn't get through because I had Honor the Pier on the field, and all my guys were 2/2s. They hit 1 card.
No.
I literally couldn't kill him.
That's funny.
My dudes were 2/2s.
Thomas is a master Ensnaring Bridge player. If this deck ever wins a Pro Tour, it's because the winner of the Pro Tour looked at Thomas for the deck deck advice.
The deck looks fun. It's something I would play.
Yeah. And it's changed every week. Like he's constantly trying to get it to where he really wants it. So he's really testing it quite a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if eventually you see Thomas like do well at a IQ or PPTQ or something with it because of the amount of time and dedication he puts into the deck. He does it in all formats too. It's not like he just plays artifacts in this format. He always still plays them in. He would play them in Standard. I just don't think he has the hangerbacks, which he probably should try to get for that deck. I imagine they go in there.
The card's really powerful. I was playing it in Affinity.
I heard somebody with Brad Nelson or somebody was playing in Jund or something in Modern. That doesn't even make sense to me.
I watched a stream where it was played in Vintage.
That's exceptionally bad.
It was played in Vintage.
They probably just played it as a 0-cost artifact.
I don't remember what.
Like if I had to guess, because that seems like really, really bad.